First of all, why don't you do me a favor by telling me your name and where you live and what happened and what you have.
My name's Geilman, and I live in Manhattan Beach, and I'm a real estate agent. I run a small team of agents here in the South Bay. And on March 18th, I woke up in the morning and I was sick. I had kind of flu-like symptoms. And it lasted a few days. And so obviously coronavirus was on everyone's mind and everyone was talking about it. So I wanted to get tested. I called all the urgent cares and emergency rooms in my neighborhood and in the South Bay, and none of them would test me for coronavirus. They all basically said the same thing: either we don't have any tests available, or you have to be having severe difficulty breathing, or have had known contact with someone who had a positive test of coronavirus to come in and get a test. So I was kind of turned away then. So the following day, March 19th, I went into my doctor's office and I got tested for influenza A and influenza B, just by process of elimination to rule that out. And I tested negative, unfortunately, for influenza. And so that's when I kind of dialed up my search and I found a place in Torrance that would test me. And they said that I'd get the results in 4 or 5 days, and I actually got them in 2 days. And so on March 21st, I was told that I tested positive for coronavirus.
Did you think you had it? What was your thoughts? Were you pretty sure?
I don't watch a lot of news, and I don't read a lot of newspapers or anything like that. So most of the information that I got was kind of from friends and family and social media, to be honest. And yeah, I thought that I had it. What I had heard was it was a dry cough, and I had a dry cough, meaning there wasn't a lot of snot and mucus coming out of my nose or my upper respiratory tract, the way you would have from a common cold. And I was having the symptoms that, were at the onset were chills, body aches, real sensitive skin, kind of headaches. The first few days I had a fever. Let's say the first 4 days I had a fever. My fever never got above 102, and it was very, very responsive to Tylenol. I was told by people not to take Advil or Motrin. That there were some reports, I think, that came out of France that said that the virus actually gets worse and the symptoms get worse when you take Advil or Motrin. So I was advised to take Tylenol, and it was the fever was really responsive to that. So the worst symptoms that I ever experienced were night sweats. I had also kind of slightly blurred vision, but the most suffering symptoms were night sweats. There were 2 nights where I just woke up in a pool of sweat. It was gross. But my body was fighting off something.
Was there ever a moment where you were scared?
Absolutely. When I got diagnosed as having coronavirus, it seems like forever ago now, but there wasn't as much information. It seems like every week we're getting more and more good information. As we get more tests available, as people get tested for antibodies, as scientists have more hours to work on this, it seems like we get more and more and more information, which leads to more and more reality, and we can make our decisions about whether to panic or not based on that information. I definitely knew that I had a deadly disease, potentially, but I also knew that I'm young, I'm healthy, relatively healthy. I go to the gym, I eat well, I live an active lifestyle. So although in the beginning, I was the first person that I knew that tested positive. And so yeah, I was a little bit scared, but I also knew that I was completely powerless over it. I have, there's things that I have control over, and there's things that I don't. And the only thing that I could do with this is control how I react to it and how I behave. So drinking lots of fluids, taking my temperature regularly, I live alone, so I was quarantined alone. I'd already been staying home and social distancing for a few days, 5 days before. But yeah, just eat right and take care of myself and not watch the news too much, but get enough of it so I know what's going on. And yeah, I mean, in the early stages, I didn't know if I was going to live or die for a moment. So I was a little bit scared, but I knew that panic and fear are not good for the immune system. So I really somehow was able to keep that at bay. And I guess it's worth mentioning that I don't know where that came from, that ability to sort of rise to the occasion and check my emotions. A friend of mine said something, and I really, really like it. It's not the lions in the jungle that get me; it's the ants at the picnic, and I really relate to that because, like, someone cuts me off on the freeway, and I'm just like going berserk. But I get coronavirus, and I'm quarantined for 25 days, and somehow I can like summon this inner strength to get through it.
Being alone is, even if you live alone, a lot of people, though, they don't live alone, but they're being instructed to go in their own space. Tell me about isolation and not having like someone to take care of you and pamper you, or what was that like?
Yeah, good question. I definitely I quarantined really, really, really well. I mean, I was not alone, even though I didn't see anyone and I didn't have, someone to take care of me or hold me. I was definitely not alone. I went kind of public with my diagnosis. I did some Facebook videos that kind of went viral, and people were reaching out to me. I mean, I literally had like hundreds of people reaching out to me asking me what I needed. I had care packages dropped off at my doorstep. The real estate agent community and my friends and the neighbors, everyone just like was really, really good. I was overpaid for sure. There was one time where I actually thought I might be being wasteful, like taking too much food and not being able to eat it all at once. So I wasn't alone, even though I was alone.
What about things like making soup or making yourself tea? I mean, was your body so fatigued that you could get up, or can you describe that part of it?
I mean, as far as the sickness goes, I've had flus in the last 2, 3, 4 years that were worse than this, that really kicked my butt and knocked me on my back. This didn't really do that, but I know that everyone's experience is different. But my experience was it was bad for 3.5 or 4 days. And even when I say bad, like I was still able to get up and, make myself food. I didn't have a ton of appetite. I lost my sense of smell without realizing I lost my sense of smell. That's one of the telltale signs of coronavirus is if you're sick and you can't smell or food that doesn't taste as good, you should check your sense of smell because that's something that they're noticing happens to a lot of people. I did get the cough. In fact, I had an on again, off again cough for I think a couple months even before I got sick. So who knows for how long I had it or who I got it from or how. That's one thing that's important to note also is that nobody knows who they got it from. I could have gotten it from the gym. I could have gotten it from Whole Foods. I could have gotten it from my dad. I could have given it to my dad. I don't know. Nobody knows who they got it from. But yeah, I did get the cough, and it was kind of the last symptom to go away. And it was not really that bad. I mean, I had a sore throat. I was, sucking on lozenges and stuff, but it wasn't horrible. As far as difficulty breathing goes, I definitely had labored breathing, but it was slightly labored breathing. And only one time did I was watching this video of a doctor from Texas talking about the coronavirus. And I got a little panicky because he mentioned sleep apnea, and I have sleep apnea. And so he put me in a high risk category that I never really thought I was in a high risk category before. And so when I heard that, all of a sudden, I think mentally I got a little panicked and I had a hard time breathing, but I just calmed myself down. I'm not very good about taking care of myself when I'm sick. I'm kind of a wimp, and I think a lot of guys are, but I'm particularly not good at it. But when I have, mason jars filled with fresh juices and soups, and I think I had a watermelon and mango, like I just ate really well and was able to take care of myself as far as that was concerned. Day 21, I've been able to go on some walks outside with a mask on, of course, and gloves. And yeah, I mean, I guess my advice is to just slow down and take this opportunity to really learn how to listen to your body more. As far as any other advice goes, besides taking the social distancing and the slowing down and taking it easy very seriously, I would just say, call the people that you love and tell them you love them. I interviewed the founder and CEO of Genelite a couple days ago. That's on my Facebook page and my Instagram if anyone wants to go look at it. He is running this company that's got FDA approval for testing for antibodies. In fact, they've tested my blood 3 times now, and I have antibodies in my blood, which means I'm immune. He said, don't stress out. Like, try to breathe and try to monitor and maintain your stress levels, because it's not good for the immune system. I had this concoction of like honey and lemon and ginger that someone made for me and dropped off, and that was really good. I put that in my tea and water and stuff. I heard that taking hot baths really helped and made people feel better. I don't have a bathtub, so that wasn't an option for me. But when I did take hot showers, it felt really, really, really good. This scientist told me the other day, he said, you're in this rare group of people who is now certified to not be able to get the virus again. So, so I kind of joked around, do I get like a t-shirt that says like I went to coronavirus and all I got was this lousy t-shirt or something? But they're actually working on a certification. I think in different countries they're doing different things, but here in the United States, he said it'll probably be a cell phone app, like where a QR code, mainly for healthcare workers so that they can get back to work. They can, once they're certified, they can like show their Corona passport or whatever. I'm immune, and I probably, if this virus behaves the way other coronaviruses behaves, I'm likely immune. But it doesn't mean that I can't transmit it to other people. Even though I am better now, it doesn't mean that I can't touch something that has the virus and then shake hands with someone else and transmit it. So I'm still keeping social distancing. I'm still honoring the rules of engagement these days. But yeah, I'm told that I won't be getting this virus again.
Hopefully I'll see you. Hopefully I'll see you in the gym soon. Hopefully we'll all be back to the normal again at some point.
Yeah. All right, Marcia.
Okay.
If you need anything else, let me know.
All right. Cool, Greg. Thanks. Take care.